All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adam Cantley, and I serve as Dean of Students here at the University of Delaware. It is still a lovely day in New York as always, even though a little rainy, but we're excited to be here with you all. Thank you for clicking back and joining us for our Facebook Live series that we have here with the Division of Student Life and our partners. We really don't have a name for it. If you have a really exciting name, maybe you could put that in the comments today as well. But we're really excited to be with you and share thoughts from our colleagues across campus and help you as you support Blue Hens here at the University of Delaware. So today I'm joined by two wonderful colleagues from the UD Career Center. Maybe if you're an alum, you would know that as Career Services, but they have a name change. They are the UD Career Center. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves so you can get to know who they are. Nathan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nathan Elton, Director of the Career Center. Been with UD for 4 years. Delaware native and also the proud son of two Blue Hens.
Great.
Hi, my name is Rachel Coppola. I'm the Senior Associate Director at the Career Center, and I lead the Career Development and Campus Engagement Team, which is basically our career counselors.
Awesome. So two great folks to talk about what we do around career education, career readiness here at the University of Delaware, and how we are helping our Blue Hens for those next steps after they finish their degree. So we'll just kick it off with a really general question. I'll punt to you, Nathan, as director. Just share a little bit about the Career Center and what you all do on campus for folks who maybe don't know about what all you all do.
Great. Yeah, so we are a large office on campus that works across the university to help our students to define purpose, go after professional experiences, and ultimately launch into further education or employment opportunities. So we do that through 3 different teams. We have an employer and alumni engagement team that really works with that external community. So they organize a lot of our large career fairs and networking meetups throughout the year, manage our on-campus interviewing and employer information programs. They also work with the thousands of employers who are sharing jobs and internships and actively looking for University of Delaware students to fill roles within their organizations. And so there's a lot of external outreach through the community, both locally, regionally, and nationally, to open up those doors for our students. They also work with our alumni to help engage and connect our students, and those alumni are providing job and internship opportunities. They're providing advice and guidance to students, and so that connectivity to bring in the broader Blue Hen network as well as our employers to help our students. There's also the Career Development and Campus Engagement team, which is the team that Rachel oversees. That team is overseeing our one-on-one career counseling and coaching with students. Also, our peer advising program and resume critiques, where we're helping use peers to extend that reach of the career counselors. There's also a lot of programming that team is doing throughout campus. And so they're running over 300 programs per year. Those could be classroom presentations, working with student organizations, administrative units, athletic teams, to build career readiness and provide career education into the curriculum and in other areas on campus. So moving from a model where a student may or may not engage with the Career Center to they're getting a lot of career information and readiness and skills throughout their UD experience while they're here. There's also a team that oversees our operations, technology, analysis, and communications. Now that's a team that oversees our website and all the online resources that we have available to students. So sites like Handshake, which is the system that we use for all students where they learn about those jobs and internships and the employers that are engaging with them. That's where students sign up for career counseling appointments, where they can learn about programming and all of our online resources. That team oversees a lot of the web content where we share information about resumes and networking tips and interviewing skills and things like that. And also a lot of the analysis work. So measuring the impact of our different events and engagement and other opportunities to make sure we're constantly improving and looking to take the next steps in our work with students.
Great, that's a great overview. So we have prepared a lot of questions to kind of get our conversation started today. If you would have a question, feel free to put it in the comment section below. We have some teammates here in the back that are helping us out today. You might see a magical hand appear in this area and getting that to me. And even if we don't get the opportunity to answer those questions, we can comment in the post and make sure you get that information and question answered that way. So please feel free to interact and engage with us, and we're excited to have a conversation with each other, but also with you. So I guess my first question that I have here is, you talked a little bit about the Career Center, but maybe who are some other folks on campus that are really working with students that you all partner with that are engaging in this topic here at the university?
Sure. So there's a number of departments and programs on campus that engage in helping students get career ready. In addition to the main Career Center here at the University of Delaware, there's also Learner Career Services. So students that are in the Learner School of Business have a kind of satellite career services office where they do the same things that we do, just within that career, or within that university, or within that college. There's also the Center for Health Profession Studies. They do a lot of work with students that are thinking about going into pre-med and those areas. We have the Law Professional Preparatory Program for students that are thinking about law school. We have the Undergraduate Research Program, and when I say we, I mean the University of Delaware, not just the Career Center, that helps students who are trying to do that research that will help them prepare for graduate school or jobs that require a lot of research and discovery. We have the Community Engagement Initiative, so that's an arm that goes out and works within our Newark community and beyond, helping students. And then we have the Horn Entrepreneurship Program. So that's a department that really helps with the students that are interested in small business and startups and all of those growing areas of tech and industry and business. We have faculty and academic advisors that work within each of our colleges, and they also will help and guide students either to our office or even within the resources that are within those departments to help students understand what opportunities are there for them to help them get ready for their career path. And then, of course, we have our on-campus employment, and we work really closely to help post those positions. Nathan mentioned Handshake. We have a lot of opportunities for students to engage not just in internships and full-time jobs outside of the UD community, but within the community as well with our on-campus work-study positions.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think something that's really changed here at the university in the past couple of years, this idea of career readiness and career education has really proliferated out. We want more people having these conversations than just our Career Center. And while our Career Center is at the center of it, they're really advocating also broadly for other people to engage in this work as well. So it's exciting to see all these different opportunities where students can connect and get that information. I think one question that we always get, and as somebody who works a lot with new student orientation, parents always ask me, like, when should my student go? They're just a first year student. They don't need to go now, do they? So when is the right time to walk through the door, or set up an appointment, log into Handshake, and engage with you all?
You want to start with that?
Sure. I love that question because there is this assumption that they can wait, and the truth is there's no need to wait. The Career Center is not the place that you come to just because you want to get your resume looked at. I love having a freshman first-year student come into the Career Center. Number one, it helps them get acclimated. They're not intimidated by the space. They know where we're located. They feel more comfortable coming in. I even tell students that you don't even have to know why you're coming. Just come. And I actually had a student, funny story, I just have to share. I had a student come in. She made an appointment to come and see me. She was a first-year undergraduate, and her response was, "My mom saw you at the open house, and she said that you said that all we had to do was just come in and you would help us." And I was like, "You are absolutely correct. Let's talk." And we had a really great conversation about what she thought she wanted to do, and then I could introduce her to different assessment tools and have that career conversation to help her start thinking strategically as a freshman, what kind of experiences do I want to have? So the answer to that question, the short answer is, anytime is the right time. Definitely freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. There's never a wrong time to step foot in our office and come and see us.
And then engagement can cover a number of different areas. So our online career assessments, coming to some of our career fairs and events, so you can just meet employers and learn a little bit more about what they're looking for when it comes to candidates. I think that really early engagement is important, just to start thinking about designing your time at UD and what are going to be the most impactful experiences you can have while you're on campus and during your summers and other times to best prepare yourself for that future. So the earlier you start engaging around your own career readiness as a student, the earlier you're going to be, the best prepared you're going to be for that future of work. And so that's going to involve thinking about the skills you want to develop and along the way, getting experiences, starting to really build your network. There's a great network here on campus that we'll touch, I think, more on probably as we go through this discussion. But as you build that network up and meet people, they're going to help to show you a way and help open up doors. And that happens really earlier in your time at UD. And those who start early can really have a lot of opportunity to engage and learn and really be confident as they're leaving the university.
Yeah, I think what's great and what I take away from what you both said is regardless of where you are in terms of readiness, there's an opportunity. So maybe for somebody who just wants to put their toe in, they can go to a browse session, check out our career fair. But somebody who's ready to take that deep dive, I got my resume ready, you got people ready to do that. So really, no matter where you are on that spectrum, we have some way to connect with you, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. So thinking about those experiences that students should get, regardless of major, I think there's some things that are specific, but regardless of the major or what they're studying, what are some of those experiences that students can engage in and that our folks watching can help students kind of get connected to on campus that they should be doing around career readiness?
So I'll take a couple of those. I think one, and I kind of started talking about a little bit, is that really kind of purposeful reflection and purposeful planning of their time at UD. So that means using some of our career assessments. One of them that we have is Pathway U, which is an online assessment available to all students to help them understand their interests, values, abilities, and connect that to majors and different careers. A lot of thinking about sort of your choice of major, but not just your major. What are minors and concentration opportunities that are available to you at the university that you can intersect into your academic plan to help build out different skills that you may have available? So that sort of role purpose is one of those sort of experiences in terms of reflection and understanding. That's important. I think number two is the mentorship and advice that you can get from campus and from alumni and others. And so beginning early to start to build that network. And that can look different to a number of people, but your faculty are great connections in the starting point. So they can provide amazing advice on your time here at UD and sort of the direction you can head. But talking to older students, so if you're a first-year student here, juniors and seniors are great people to connect with, to talk about classes and about experiences they've had, leadership roles they've had, all different things that help one to sort of develop their time. So that mentorship and building more or less a number of advisors to you on this campus. It doesn't have to, your academic advisor is definitely someone that you should talk to, but there's a number of other people that can be connected. So that experience of getting advice is really important. Career experiences, and I think we'll definitely talk more about them as we go through here, but internships, sponsored research, purposeful service experiences are all things that are going to really help you to understand yourself and develop skills and experiences that are going to be useful as you go forward. And then really just being career ready, which means getting that resume together early, learning how to network, thinking about working with us and gathering information on the job market and opportunities that you're looking for. And I come back to that resume because it is sometimes the first touch point for a lot of students with our office and our resources, but the importance of getting that together as soon as possible and then getting it reviewed by our staff and by others, because we, in our office, we follow a model where we're trying to work with students to help them keep their eyes open to all the opportunities that may be able to schedule and be in front of them, but you never know when you're going to make a connection that can open a door to an opportunity. So, having a resume gives you a chance to sort of get down sort of in one place all the things you've experienced up to this point in your academic path, but is now something you have ready to go for when you do take a meeting or meet someone and they maybe have an internship available and they want you to see your resume. It's a lot easier to send them to them that night than to certainly scurry and try and get that resume together over the next few days to send it in to someone. So, like I said, that's sort of the starting point, but building out those sort of different experiences and advising and just resources that you have at your disposal so you're going to be prepared for your time in UD.
Great. I think, Rachel, your team is talking a lot with students about what they can be doing, but I also know part of the Career Center's work is talking to employers and what they're looking for in students and in new hires. So what are some of the things that employers are looking for? What are those skills that they are excited about seeing? And what are those things that maybe our Blue Hen should be thinking about developing while they're here?
Sure. Well, repeatedly, students sometimes think that it's what they're doing in the classroom that is what the employer is looking for. And that's not always the case because we know that people work in fields that they don't necessarily have a degree in. And so when we look at the broad spectrum of what it is that students need to have to be ready to present to employers, it's those soft skills like being able to synthesize information, to critically think, to communicate well, problem solving, having some creative ideas and being able to really listen to what an employer is trying to say to you or what they're trying to get you to be ready to produce as a future employer or as a future employee. Your ability to be a leader, which is why I love organizations here at the university like Blue Hen Leadership. So helping students to understand what it is to be a leader and how do you articulate that to an employer. Being able to work in teams is always a really big one. And so when students will say to me, this professor gives me a lot of group work, I say, well, when you start a job, you're going to do a lot of work in teams. Your ability to navigate that and be successful and work with people who maybe don't have the same thoughts that you have or don't have the same opinions is really important. So this university life, these academic classes are giving you practice, not just in what you're learning academically, but also in how you're going to be able to navigate that greater space. So those are some of the things, your ability to even learn, to be coached, to be taught, openness to new experiences. Those are things employers are really looking for because they know that if they get a student with those characteristics, they're going to launch into that career path and really have a strong understanding and ability to kind of move forward.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get the opportunity to develop those on campus, but I also think a lot of people, and there's a lot of talk about, I want to get an internship. That's something that all of our students consistently talk about, and it's a great opportunity for them to get into the workforce. So when should students start thinking about getting an internship and how should they go through that process? If either of you have thoughts on that.
Traditionally, it's been the summer after your junior year, so the summer before your senior year is when most people try to get that internship. But it doesn't have to be then. And a lot of students, we are seeing more and more in our office, students doing internships at the end of their freshman year, at the end of their sophomore year, as well as their junior year. So, one solid internship is absolutely, I think, a must. We just think you have to have that kind of experience. But if you want to have more, and this is where that awareness comes because you're having those experiences, doing something in your sophomore year, doing something at the end of your freshman year is a really great opportunity. And we have resources here in our office or just around campus to help students gather those experiences. We have a wonderful new platform called Parker Dewey that allows students to do these little micro internships. So they're short-term projects to maybe, again, like you were saying, dip your toe into that area to see, is this something that I want to do? We have an internship, a winter term job shadow and internship program that allows students, whether they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors, to have those short-term experiences within a particular field to determine if that's a really good fit. And some of those can lead into more longer-term summer internships, and then those summer internships can lead into full-time jobs. So we just think it's a must.
Yeah. There's also a number of local employers that are offering part-time internships during the fall and spring semesters. So it's sort of being able to work with students and helping them to sort of figure out when's a good time for them to engage, because some may have different experiences or responsibilities at different times of the year. So the most important thing is getting them that practical experience, and so we will work with them over their time at UD to sort of figure out when that best time is to complete internships.
I really took for granted the fact that I was an education major, so internship was built into my curriculum. I was student teaching, and then I was talking to my friends who were in other programs, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was a student because it was built into what I had to do in the classroom. So it's really important that people think about it.
And that's a really good point, actually. There are a number of academic programs on this campus that either have required internships or clinical experiences, others where they're strongly encouraged and they build them into their curriculum in different ways. So internships is still very much an academic experience as well. And so the Career Center is definitely one of the main resources where you're going to learn about those opportunities. But they know that different departments have quite a few internship opportunities as well to share with students.
Yeah, and I think, are there some internships where students can get paid? I mean, some people want to make some money, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, majority now of internships are paid.
Yeah.
So for-profit especially, if it's a for-profit company, almost always they're going to be paid because there's certain legal requirements if they are going to have to offer offering an unpaid internship. Where you see more of the unpaid internships are in nonprofit organizations and some government agencies, social service, areas like that. And then some in for-profit communications, entertainment, fashion, you'll still see some unpaid there. So that does come up. However, we do offer an internship grant through the Career Center where students for both winter term and summer can apply for funding. For winter term, it's up to $1,000, and for summer, it's up to $3,000 to help cover cost of living expenses and other things to sort of make those unpaid internships more accessible to students who may not be able to go and live in Washington, D.C. for a summer if it's an unpaid internship. So we try and sort of help to offer that funding. So if it isn't unpaid and it's a field that a student wants to go into, they're able to have access to that experience.
Great. I think a lot of ways sometimes folks connect to internships is through the UD Alumni Network. We're currently in our alumni office, Development Alumni Relations. So how can students connect to that UD Alumni Network? There's Blue Hands all across the globe that can help them in this area.
Well, one of the ways is through the UD CAN, which is the Career Acceleration Network. And I describe UD CAN as a platform that is just for Blue Hens trying to help other Blue Hens. So unlike, say, a LinkedIn, and we do have a really robust LinkedIn alumni network with over 130,000 alumni in there, the UD CAN network is a smaller number, but it's a concrete number of people that are willing to offer advice, internships, job shadowing opportunities for students. So a student can log into UD CAN and they can search for an alumni based on their major here at UD, what industry they're currently working in, a company, all of those different locations. So sometimes I have a student that says, oh, I want to relocate to Seattle, or I want to relocate to New York. And so we can actually look for alumni that are in those areas, and then students can see in the network, what that alumni is willing to do. Are they willing to review a resume? Are they willing to share job information? Are they willing to have career conversations? As well as they're able to post jobs and internships in that platform. So that's one way that students can search out another Blue Hen to find an opportunity. And then like I said earlier, we have LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is you have a 50-50 shot on there. Sometimes people will connect and sometimes they won't. Sometimes they have opportunities, sometimes they don't. It's still worth a look. And I love both platforms because it's the ability for a student to actually look and see what happened to an alum who got my degree or who works at a company that I want to work for. So you kind of see their career trajectory and kind of see how you want to either model that or change that to find potential locations for internships and jobs and things like that.
Yeah, I love LinkedIn. So basically anytime, and I'm on LinkedIn daily, and when I'm with students, I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit with them as well. I think it's a platform that every single student should be on, and really representing themselves well in their profiles, but then starting to use it to build their network. And that could be the network of individuals here on campus who have LinkedIn profiles, but going after and connecting with our alumni is a great way to do too. So you can write personalized notes when you're connecting, and it's a great place to go out and find individuals who were in your major or following a path to seek out their advice and to learn about different organizations where they may currently work or previously worked. I think all students should be on it. We do have a lot of resources on our website for LinkedIn, and there's a lot of great content. So if there's one sort of takeaway, I think, even from this chat today, it's getting on LinkedIn and learning about that alumni network that's out there. Because I do think a lot of those alumni are really and willing to help their fellow Blue Hens, and it's just a matter of getting comfortable with the system and going after the right connections that ultimately could really help you in the short term, but also long term with your career.
And we have a lot of resources on our website, like Nathan said, but also in our office, we have peer advisors that do not just resume reviews, but LinkedIn profile reviews. So a student can come in with their LinkedIn profile and have it looked at to make sure that it's, looking really good, so that when someone looks at it, they want to have a conversation with them. We also have resources to help students navigate how do you have those introductory conversations, because we know that's not always easy to come up with an email or a message to someone that you've never met before to introduce yourself and say, hey, I'd like to pick your brain. We don't expect students to absolutely know how to do that. We actually have resources, templates, and guides that can help a student craft the message that will really get someone to say, okay, this is a really savvy student. I'm going to engage and have a conversation with them.
And I think no one's expecting a student to go out and reach out to the VP as their first connection, VP of an organization as their first connection. I think there's a lot to learn and a lot of great resources and advice and connections available. Reaching out to our alumni who are in that sort of 1 to 3, 1 to 5 year outreach. They were most recently in the students' shoes. They understand sort of what it's like to be exploring careers, looking for that first internship, or going after a job, or just looking to gain some advice. And they also are frequently the ones who are going to be knowing what's going on in the entry-level hiring and internship opportunities within the places where they work. So I recommend building that network first with people who are in that sort of young alum sort of stage, and getting comfortable talking about yourself and asking questions. And oftentimes they may be the ones that then introduce you to their supervisors or older alumni in the network along the way. So become a savvy networker, and it takes practice. You're not going to be perfect at it the first time. And you can get advice and resources, which we are here to help with, but then going after and connecting with those young alums to sort of start off and then build that network out to more experienced individuals.
Great. So as you know, our target audience for these are families. So if families are wanting to help their student in this area, what do you think their tips are? What are your pro level tips for families, each of you, if they want to help their students engage in career readiness and education? Tough one.
Well, it's not tough. It's where do you start, right? Being an encourager, I think, is a really important role that a parent or just a family member can play. Saying, checking in with them. Have you gone to the Career Center, especially freshmen who maybe haven't done it yet? So again, saying, have you checked in? Maybe you should go visit. Encouraging them to even look at the website. Maybe you look at it with them to help them navigate it, so that they can see all the different resources, which there's quite a bit. Encouraging them to take advantage of the opportunity to do the job shadow, maybe, because that's a one-day experience. So encouraging your student to maybe participate in one of those programs, or even just to check their email. We send a weekly email via Career Community, and we get it. We know students get a lot of email, but looking for that Career Center email from the career counselor within their career community that's targeted information about what's happening within health and science, or what's happening within arts, entertainment, and communication can really help a student. So they're not trying to wade through all of it. They're really looking at specific information related to their area of interest. And so just getting them to open that email saying, have you seen that weekly email that you get from the Career Center? There might be some really good stuff in there. Could go a long way for getting a student to actually click on it and open it and see, wow, there's this wonderful shadow opportunity I would have missed. So.
Yeah. I think going back to the networking piece too, so I'm sure many of our viewers have had networks that have helped them along the way in their own professional careers. So being able to share your own advice on sort of networking and sort of connections is a great start. Thinking about your own network that you may have available to you that you could help to connect your student with so they can learn more or provide connections. That encouragement and sharing advice on how to go about sort of modeling that practice is really, I think, a useful step for students who are new to it.
And speaking of our family network, sometimes our family are really passionate about not only helping their blue hen, but all blue hens. So if we have families out there that want to engage more fully with the center and help with the Career Center on campus and opportunities for all blue hens, how would they do that?
Sure. So we work with a number of families each year who are offering a number of opportunities. They are offering internships and jobs that they may oversee, or helping to connect us with their human resources offices at their place of employment, offering job shadowing experiences for students during our winter term or summer, also joining our UD Career Acceleration Network, UD CAN, and serving as an advisor for other students. Those are a few just the sort of opportunities. The easiest way to engage, we have a parents page on our website, and that runs through these different programs and offers sort of the direct contact for each of those types of engagement opportunities. So for working from the place of employment, that's the contact there is going to connect right into our employer engagement team, where you'll get a quick response back, and we'll set up a meeting to work with you to make that happen. UD CAN's an online platform that we partner with Alumni Relations on, and that's a quick and easy sign up right there. But I think starting with the parents page is a great way to sort of both answer kind of those last two questions. What are some of the ways that you can help your own student, and then what are some of the ways you can help all UD students?
Great. And so you talked about your website. This is the opportunity to give the spiel about what is your contact information. We'll also put that in the comments below, but people who want to follow up directly, how can they get in contact with you quickly and things like that?
Well, we have our website. We're also on social media, so we have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, and then I think do we have other? Those are the ones.
Yeah. And your office is located where on campus?
401 Academy Street, right next to Perkins. So
Excellent.
you can get to the Perkins Student Center, we're next to the garage. We're connected to the garage, so you don't park, and we're right there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking some time to chat with us today. As I'm sure you know, it is finals week here at the University of Delaware. So if you have a blue hen, maybe send them a note, send them some encouragement, wish them the best as they wrap up their time and get ready to take a break from their academics for a little bit. And we thank you all very much, and we'll have more information about how to connect and resources from the UD Career Center in the comments below. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.